Right, well this is a BSI module out of a Citroen Berlingo, and the car had suffered from the well-known central locking fault where the car would lock but not unlock, and it's this relay here which is the culprit. So I decided to get a replacement BSI unit and swap the whole of the top circuit board for a replacement unit. Getting the boards out of the actual plastic housing itself is reasonably straightforward, but I'd read some things about people having difficulties separating these two boards. I'd seen stories of people using chopsticks and carpenter's screwdriver pencils and such like, and I thought, right, I can't afford to break this board, so what can I do to get it apart without damaging it? So I ended up making this little device. There's a couple of screws and a fork arrangement, and I use that in conjunction with a piece of hard plastic. I'll show you how I use that in a minute. Basically what we want to do is to separate this connector and this connector. As you can see, maybe hopefully you can see, there's the two blocks through the connecting the two circuit boards together, and the back of the connector looks like that. So there are the pins on that connector. There's the pins on that connector. So obviously I don't want to damage the circuit boards. This board here, I've already separated this side. That's loose. This side I haven't. So I'm going to sort of do this in back to front fashion to make it easier to show you what I've done. So to put it together, I've got a plastic block here with two grooves cut in it, and the idea is that those grooves sit over the pins on the board, so I can clamp across the board with a G-clamp. You use this block on the bottom. So if I can I'll just do that and show you how I've done that. You'll have to bear with me with the camera. Okay, so with the G-clamp it's a straightforward, the packing piece underneath, the block on the top connectors, and it's just a case of, I can zoom in a little bit on that. Hopefully you can see that, and I'm just going to tighten that down, and you'll see on the back there the block is bearing on the heads of the pins, and you can see there the pins are pushed through the circuit board. Just squeeze that together, so I'll move it down and squeeze a bit more. Alright, that should do for the purposes of the demonstration. So now you can see that side, the pins are sticking through the board. In focus. The board is quite nicely clamped together now with the pins sticking through. There we are, you can see them there. So in terms of separation, let's separate this side. I've made up my little fixture arrangement, and it's simply a case of inserting that through the board, between the boards, so you can see that, and then we have just the packing piece which I'm going to put underneath there. Window screws back a little bit. at that. Right, now you can see that block is bearing on the top of the pins. The steel piece is just as close as it can be to the edge of the board there. Now, I was surprised how much force this took to separate this, bearing in mind I've got two M5 screws there. I'm just going to tighten those down progressively. To start with, it deforms the clamp arrangement that I made. There we are, pop, and it's come apart. So now I can loosen those two off, take that out, and there's the board's free. So I hope this has been useful. I realise that I've had the luxury of being able to fabricate out this little bracket arrangement, which has made life quite simple, but at least the beauty of that is it's very, very easy now to separate the boards, and there's no fear of damaging the boards. And obviously you saw me squeeze it back together. I swapped the top board on my BSI, put it back together, and it worked a treat. So there we are. I hope this has been useful. I certainly appreciated the other information I found on this problem on the internet, and I hope this contributes to helping somebody else solve the same problem. Thanks for now then, bye.